So that's the big heavy lifting, and then we introduce each and every one of our candidates and families directly to the brands. Where I see people skimp on their due diligence, and maybe they just don't know this because they're doing it on their own, is that they talk to the franchisor, they spend 90% of their time there, they talk to one or two franchisees, and then they're off to the races and signing that agreement, if assuming that they're approved, and they're not spending the time speaking with franchisees, current franchisees. If you're going to buy a Dunkin' Donuts franchise, wouldn't you talk to the Dunkin' Donut franchisee down the street and ask them for their advice? So I think just skimping on certain areas of due diligence, not talking with enough franchisees, questioning certain things like, okay, you have a great history, 10 years in business, 100 franchisees. That's all great. That's the past. What does the future look like? And I call it talking to the captain steering the ship, the ship, in that, you're talking with the owner, the founder, the CEO. Where's this business going? What does the support look like? And those are equally as important conversations to be had.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to start calling you G now.
Yes, it's easier.
In the context of all of this, like, do you feel like people are making the jump, and how successful are they? And in this case, success, I guess it's all about metrics. So there's several things here. One is, you mentioned it earlier, and I think you're trying to say, I'm not, I'm just not putting words in your mouth. So if you don't agree, just correct me. Separate the passion of the product from the viability of the business that you're entering into.
Yes.
And treat it as, does this thing make sense to me on paper? Yes or no? You mentioned, like, if you like a sandwich, maybe the business is not for you. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. You got to dig deeper than what attracted you to the brand to begin with. Am I correct with that?
Absolutely, yeah. And sometimes you may not know what good numbers are, what good margins are. So if you're looking at a fast food franchise compared to a painting franchise, look at the numbers, look at the investment. But yes, I'm not saying you can't have any passion in the business. There's a lot of people that get into senior care, great numbers, recession resistance, and you're helping the community. And then I had someone that got into another franchise that was in the health and beauty space. And they said, well, we want to make as much money as possible to set up our own charity, within our, in the area we live here in Florida. So there's different ways of approaching it. But sometimes the passion piece, like, I'm a passionate soccer fan, and looking at soccer franchises, many of them are brick and mortar retail, nights, weekends, holidays, right? We talked about the similarities to the restaurant space. Guess what? I can own another business that frees up my time, which is what I did,